One day in May, a curious crowd gathered outside the Dalian City Hall. They were drawn by the sight of a tall, young woman singing and dancing right in front of the building. Her song was long and strange, but the gist of it went something like this. My name is Wei Jie. I graduated from college 5 years ago. After Mr. Bo became mayor, he got me a job at the TV station. To repay him, I slept with him. At first, I thought we'd be together forever. But as soon as he put his pants on, he kicked me out of his house and out of the TV station. This woman was Zhang Wei Jie, once a popular host on Dalian TV. With her sharp features and vibrant personality, Zhang had quickly become a beloved figure on the network, known throughout the city. But just as suddenly as she rose to fame, she disappeared from the screen, leaving viewers puzzled. Now, with her public outcry, people were finally putting the pieces together. She had been Mayor Bo's mistress all along. Mayor Bo, of course, was none other than Bo Xilai, the second son of Bo Yibo, a former high-ranking Chinese leader. Why is Zhang Weijie so crucial in today's video? Well, because her story holds the key to unraveling Bo Xilai's shocking crimes. But before we dive into this dark chapter, I've got a quick favor to ask. This video might be targeted by negative comments or even bots trying to silence the truth. Your likes can make a huge difference in pushing back against that. So, if you're finding value in what we're uncovering, go ahead and hit that like button. Now, get ready, because I'm about to show you just how deep the inhumanity runs in China. Bo Xilai had started his political career in 1992, serving as the deputy party secretary and acting mayor of Dalian. He officially became mayor the following year, and over the next 8 years, his career skyrocketed. He became the governor of Liaoning Province, a member of the Central Committee of the Chinese Communist Party, and even the Minister of Commerce. Bo was once seen as a rising political star in China. But in 2012, things took a dramatic turn when Bo's most trusted aide, Wang Lijun, fled to the U.S. consulate, exposing a treasure trove of damning evidence. He revealed corruption and embezzlement involving high-level officials like Bo Xilai and Zhou Yongkang, as well as details of Bo's efforts to block Xi Jinping's smooth transition to power. That was the beginning of Bo's downfall. By 2013, he was imprisoned and his once glorious career was in ruins. After Xi Jinping launched his anti-corruption campaign, Bo's dark secrets started spilling out. And it turned out Zhang Weijie wasn't Bo's only mistress. According to businessman Xu Ming, a close ally of Bo, Xu had arranged over 100 mistresses for Bo over the years, including models and celebrities. But Zhang's fate was one of the most tragic. This brings us to another key figure in today's story, Bo Xilai's second wife, Gu Kailai. Gu Kailai was the daughter of Gu Jingsheng, a major general in the People's Liberation Army, who served as deputy political commissar of the Guangzhou military region in 1978. When Gu Kailai entered the picture, Bo Xilai didn't hesitate to divorce his first wife, Li Danyu, who had stood by him during his early struggles, to marry her. At first, Bo and Gu were inseparable, a power couple deeply in love. But as Bo Xilai rose through the political ranks and Gu Kailai aged, the charismatic and ambitious Bo Xilai couldn't resist the temptation of younger women. That's how Zhang Weijie, and likely many others, found their way into his life. But Gu Kailai was no pushover. She wasn't content to sit on the sidelines. In 1978, she enrolled at Peking University's law school and became one of China's first professional lawyers. When Bo Xilai was mayor of Dalian, Gu set up her own law firm, and companies eager to do business in the city were quick to pay handsomely for her services. It wasn't just about her legal expertise. They were banking on her connection to Bo Xilai. Her law firm expanded, with branches in Hong Kong and the US, funneling millions into the Bo family's pockets each year. Gu was also shrewd enough to secure a Singaporean green card and sent their son to study in the UK. She wasn't the submissive type, and Bo knew better than to treat her like he did his first wife. Though he had affairs, he kept them discreet, and Gu chose to turn a blind eye, as long as Bo maintained the image of a happy family. But there was more to Gu Kailai's story. In 2012, she was sentenced to death for the murder of Neil Heywood, a British businessman widely rumored to have been her lover. Heywood wasn't just a lover. He also helped manage the Bo family's overseas assets. It's believed Xilai tacitly approved of this relationship, until things took a deadly turn. Gu's cold-blooded act against Haywood raised suspicions that this might not have been her first murder. Now, let's circle back to Zhang Weijie, the young woman who naively believed she could take Gu Kailai's place and become Xilai's official wife. When Bo tossed her aside, Zhang couldn't bear the humiliation. Raised to be treated like a princess, she wasn't about to let this go quietly. In a dramatic move, Zhang Weijie staged a public spectacle, performing a rap outside Dalian City Hall, spilling all the details of her affair with Bo Xilai. The entire city was buzzing with gossip. Not stopping there, Zhang traveled to Beijing to file an official complaint. No one knows exactly what she said or to whom she reported it, but whispers of Bo Xilai's affair began circulating in the capital. Zhang even went so far as to print Bo's love notes and stuff them into mailboxes all over the city. But Zhang's boldness backfired. Instead of justice, she brought disaster upon herself. After returning to Dalian, the once affectionate Bo Xilai turned into a furious beast. Zhang was arrested and thrown into Dalian's #1 detention center, charged with leaking state secrets. Rumors swirled that Zhang was pregnant at the time of her arrest. And then came the visit. Gu Kailai, Bo Xilai's wife, personally went to the detention center to meet her husband's former lover. The very next day, Zhang Weijie disappeared without a trace. She hasn't been seen since. Today, Zhang's name is all but wiped from the internet. Her hometown and personal details have vanished from public records, leaving only a few surviving photos as a reminder of her existence. One day, a thrilling exhibition shocked the public, Body Worlds. In 2004, it arrived in Beijing, showcasing 17 human cadavers and over 160 human organs, all preserved through a method called plastination. This process, invented by German Gunther von Hagens, involves replacing water and fat in human tissue with polymers, making bodies decay-proof and permanent. For science, it was groundbreaking. For many, it was horrifying. During his time as mayor of Dalian, Bo Xilai personally approved von Hagen's factory in Dalian's high-tech park. The company spanned 30,000 square meters and began operations in 2003, with hundreds of workers processing corpses on a daily basis. The reason von Hagen set up shop in China? Simple, cheap materials and a plentiful supply of corpses. All the specimens displayed at the Beijing exhibition came from this factory. As the Body Worlds exhibit opened, the reaction was mixed. Some were curious, but most were horrified. According to reports, the atmosphere was disturbingly quiet. One young woman saw a specimen, screamed, and ran for the exit, sick to her stomach. The public started calling it the corpse show. In 2005, the exhibit reached Dalian, where employees from Dalian TV attended. One peculiar specimen, a pregnant woman, caught their attention. Her tall frame and delicate features felt eerily familiar. Whispers began. Could this be their missing colleague, Zhang Weijie? Rumors swirled that she had been murdered and turned into a plastinated display. Some online refuted this, pointing out differences in the ears. However, experts note that during plastination, features like cartilage can deform, but the facial structure remains largely intact. To this day, no one has confirmed or debunked the claim. Zhang Weijie remains missing, and many believe she is no longer alive. As outrage grew, questions mounted about the source of these bodies. Von Hagens issued a statement claiming the bodies were supplied by Chinese police, suggesting they were executed prisoners. Yet, strangely, most specimens showed no signs of gunshot wounds, the typical method of execution. By 2009, Body Worlds and similar exhibits faced bans worldwide, as rumors surfaced that these bodies might belong to prisoners of conscience. Behind the macabre displays, a far more sinister truth began to emerge. In 2017, the South Korean documentary Kill to Live blew the lid off a horrifying reality. Produced by TV Chosun, it followed undercover reporters posing as family members of patients waiting for organ transplants. Armed with hidden cameras, they ventured to China and uncovered shocking evidence of the country's thriving organ transplant industry. In South Korea, patients often face a 5-year wait for organs. But in China, for the right price, they could get a kidney, liver, or pancreas in as little as 2 days. The numbers are staggering. Since 2000, around 2,000 South Koreans have traveled to China each year for transplants. The Hub, a hospital in Tianjin, where they performed 3 kidney and 4 liver transplants daily, with wait times rarely exceeding 50 days. For an extra 100,000 yuan, beside the cost of 130,000 USD, patients could jump the line and receive young, healthy organs delivered within 2 hours of extraction. How could this be possible? The thrilling answer: the organs came from Falun Gong practitioners illegally detained and harvested. The documentary revealed a secret concentration camp in Sujatun Camp, Liaoning Province, where 6,000 Falun Gong practitioners were held between 2001 and 2003, 4,000 of whom vanished without a trace. Their organs shipped to hospitals across China. And the dark web of corruption didn't stop there. Xilai's ally, Wang Lijun, developed devices to induce brain death in victims, ensuring organs were harvested quickly without damage. This wasn't just a documentary, it was a glimpse into a gruesome industry that had government backing. The Sujatun camp was just one part of a larger network. When Xilai became acting governor of Liaoning Province in 2002, he immediately expanded the region's prison infrastructure, including infamous facilities like the Masanjia labor camp and the Longshan Re-Education Center. These facilities housed Falun Gong practitioners and served as a reservoir for the organ trade. Bo invested over 1 billion yuan, $137 million, into the prison system, even building China's first prison city at Masanjia, which covered 133 km² of land. This brings us back to the infamous Body Worlds exhibition that toured globally, showing off plastinated human bodies. You may recall that many of the specimens came from Xilai's approved corpse factory in Dalian. Now, it all starts to make sense why Gunther von Hagens, the exhibition's creator, expressed admiration for China's vast and seemingly endless supply of bodies. The horrors of China's body trade, both for organ transplants and plastination, share a gruesome link. And can you guess how much money these two industries can bring in? Bodies, the exhibition, has become a major cash cow for its organizer, Premier Exhibitions. According to a reporter from Southern Metropolis, in 2009, 67% of Premier's revenue came from this one exhibition. Premier even claims on its website that 15 million visitors have attended the show. With tickets priced at $20 per person in cities like Las Vegas, New York, and Atlanta, it's easy to calculate that just this one human body exhibition has generated around $300 million in revenue. And that's just from one exhibit. Meanwhile, the Chinese plastination company backed by Xilai has been supplying human bodies to 100 museums worldwide, bringing in $28 million annually. And it gets even more shocking. Investigative journalist Ethan Gutmann, a Nobel Peace Prize nominee and author of The Slaughter, 2014, estimated during a testimony before Czech senators in July 2018 that China performs around 100,000 organ transplants per year, with the cost of a kidney transplant alone at a minimum of $130,000. That means this super profitable industry is pulling in at least $13 billion annually. Unbelievable. So, isn't there anyone who can stop these crimes? In June 2024, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the Falun Gong Protection Act, identifying Falun Gong practitioners as the primary victims of China's organ harvesting crimes. The act requires the U.S. to impose sanctions on individuals involved in these atrocities. The sanctions include freezing assets in the U.S., imposing visa restrictions, banning business interactions with U.S. companies, and pursuing criminal prosecution. While it's a step forward, the real fight is in China, where these atrocities continue. So why does this supply chain of horror persist? From organ harvesting to selling human bones for cosmetic surgery, the body trade remains lucrative and largely unchecked. That's it for today's story. If you found this disturbing but important, subscribe to stay informed. Let's just hope this story stays in the past. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.